In this video, I'll be showing you how to replace inner tie rods on a Ford Transit Connect. These are located behind the front wheels. Let's get started. With the vehicle raised and supported, we're going to locate our hubcap and wheel. Remove the hubcap by just pulling it off and set it aside. We're going to locate 5 19mm lug nuts, holding the wheel down. Remove these as well. If they are stuck, just re-thread them on and work your tool free. Remove the wheel and set it aside. With our wheel removed, we have access to our outer tie rod, our inner tie rod, and our jam nut. I'm going to loosen the jam nut with a 24mm wrench. Break it free. And loosen it a couple turns. We are going to remove our outer tie rod nut using a 15mm on the impact gun. Set the nut aside. With the nut removed, I'm going to strike the knuckle with a hammer until the tie rod drops down. Once it drops down, set it aside. With our tie rod set aside, I'm going to hold the inner portion of the outer tie rod with a 15mm wrench and remove the outer portion of the outer tie rod with a 22mm. For alignment purposes, during removal of the tie rod, count how many turns it takes to fully remove it. 1, 2, 3, 16, 17, 18, and 19 turns. Remove the 24mm jam nut using a socket. If the whole tie rod is spinning, hold the other side with a wrench, which is a 15mm, and remove it. And set it aside. We're going to move on to our Bellows boot and locate the first clip, which is a spring clip. Remove this using some needle nose pliers. Set it aside. Moving into the far inner side of our Bellows boot, we're going to locate a locking clamp right here. Strike this with a pry bar and hammer to disengage it. So get your pry bar in place and strike it. As you can see, now it's fully disengaged. Now remove the clamp. Now work the Bellows boot free and pull it off. And set it aside. Let's remove our inner tie rod. Our style inner tie rod has no flats on the sides, so we're gonna have to use this style tool to remove it. Slide it over. Slide the tool over as well. We're going to tighten down these two fasteners to ensure the tool is snug around the tie rod. So that one's snug, and we're going to snug down the other one. Now let's break free and remove our inner tie rod. Once it's broken free, remove the tool. Now twist off the inner tie rod. And there it is. Let's install our inner tie rod. We're going to hand thread it onto the steering rack. We are going to tighten down our inner tie rod using an inner tie rod tool. Slide over the appropriate adapter. We'll be using a 1 3/8 and slide over your tool as well. Lock it into place and snug it down. We are going to torque this down to 77 foot-pounds. Remove your torque wrench and your tool. We are going to apply the supplied lubricant onto the inner tie rod end. So apply it on the joint and work it in. Now let's install our Bellows boot on our steering rack. Slide it over. Make sure it fully seats around the steering rack assembly. And just push it in. We're going to feed our wire tie onto the Bellows boot to secure the back end. So loop the wire tie and feed it in until it reaches the back. Grab hold of it with your hand and secure it with some pliers. Finish securing a wire tie from the bottom of the vehicle. Ensure it's fully tight. Once it's fully tight, cut off any excess wire tie with some cutting pliers. Now do the same for the second wire tie on the front portion of the Bellows boot. Loop it and feed it over. And secure it down. Ensure it's fully tight. And again, cut off any excess with your cutting pliers. Now I'm going to apply some NIC to approximately where our jam nut was located, which is right here. So spray some on and thread on your jam nut. This is to ensure that the outer tie rod spins on smoothly. Now to install our outer tie rod. It took us 19 turns to remove it, so we're going to install it by 19 turns. That's 1, 2, 3, 17, 18, and 19. Now install the outer tie rod end onto the knuckle. Put it in place. Turn the knuckle if needed. And hammer it on the fastener. Now let's snug our tie rod end nut down. Let's torque this down to 35 foot-pounds. We are going to insert our cotter pin. Twist the legs out towards the castle nut with some cutting pliers. And make sure it's secure. Now with a 24mm wrench, snug down your jam nut. We're going to reinstall our wheel. Now make sure it's flush and hand thread on your fasteners. Snug these down in an alternating pattern. With our vehicle on the ground, we're going to torque our 5 fasteners to 100 foot-pounds in an alternating pattern. We're going to reinstall our hubcap, align the cutout on the hubcap with the valve stem on the rim. Once they're aligned, push down on all sides. Ensure it's flush. And that completes our install. Take the vehicle for a road test and head down to your local shop to get a professional alignment done. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.